this morning, as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow. It's the raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. Don't let the devil fool you. Oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, wee, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, yeah, oh, oh. Oh my, ooh, these words have been spoken by my master. They will come to pass. Huh. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Huh. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, yeah.
On reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
Wonderful. And we're on reggaetonreggae.com. What's on? CelebrateLife.me. And today it is Thursday. And so we are going to be doing Pay As You Enter in our series of Who Am I? And today we are going to be looking at what is my responsibility towards this process of becoming who I am and what is your responsibility. And it is going to be a really exciting show because as I prepared for it, I really was inspired, motivated, a little bit chagrined. But with all of those emotions, the end result was to know who I am and to become who I am. First, you gotta know who you are, and then you gotta become who you are. So that the whole process is one where it is a positive process that ends up with something that has grown and actualized. And so I really want you guys to join in with me on this process because it's just absolutely empowering. So we are going to look at who am I? What is my part? And you know, we start the whole process by listening to what the Creator has to say. And we looked at the importance of that process of seeking first thing in the morning your direction, your empowerment, your guidance, whatever you need for the day can be yours if you seek it. If you don't seek it, you will not have it. And I want to tell the story of a king. This king in the Bible, his name is, it's in Chronicles chapter 15, verse 1 to 19. I think that's where it is, but let me check. I am right. It is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 1 to 19. You've got to read that story. It talks about a king, and his name is Asa. And guess what it says about him? Although he did not remove all the altars to the other kings, he was totally, his heart was fully committed to the Creator all his life. Now, that sounds like an impossible thing. It said his heart was fully committed to the Creator all his life. Although he didn't remove the altars to all the other foreign gods. And when I read that, I said to myself, you know, how does that come together? Because I thought that if your heart was fully committed to something, you would operate perfectly. And that is the story I want to bring to you today. He not only was his heart committed to the Creator, but there were a lot of things recorded in the Chronicles. And remember, you know, the Chronicles shows you God's perspective of the history of Israel. When you look into Kings and going back in the books before or after, first Kings come before. And when you look at those, that shows you from man's perspective. And that is why when you look at those books before Chronicles, you get all the bad and all the good. And when you look at Chronicles, you only see what God regards important to record. Why? Because when you decide that you are going to take God's forgiveness, then He doesn't remember it anymore. And so it is no longer in the record. Isn't that just absolutely fantastic? Also, whenever you are fully committed in terms of your intent, that is what He records, and that is also what He regards. And that is why He puts down here that King Asa did not remove the high places, but his heart was fully committed to the Lord all his life. So what happens to the times when he did not remove those altars to Baal and all those other gods? Not recorded, because his heart and his intent was to be totally sold out. So, listen to me, that thing just gave me so much freedom. Because so very often when I say, oh God, I am totally committed to you, I remember different things that I did or that I didn't do. And it sort of makes me feel that I wonder if I'm being genuine or not. I wonder if God accepts it. It makes me know that He accepts it every time I come and say, I am totally committed to you. Right, because this is His record in Chronicles about King Asa. You know what I remember most about King Asa? You know how he died? King Asa had an ailment in the feet. I wonder if it wasn't goat because he eat so much rich food. A lot of those kings in those days had goat, They eat all the rich food. And so it go down make a nest in a big tube and then spread the rest of the food. So go. Anyway, moving right along. Things settle to the bottom of a container, so all the junk and the toxins settle to the bottom of the food. Anyway, moving right along. King Asa had a problem with his feet. And guess what? Right there in Chronicles it says, he did not consult the Lord. In fact, he consulted the physicians instead of consulting the Lord. You think he never know say the Lord was his healer? You think he never knew that the Lord was his healer? Well, he sure did. But he decided to consult the physicians instead of the Lord. And he died right there. And that is what happens to a lot of people who consult the physician instead of consulting the Lord. Remember, it says that if any is sick, you must call for the elders. Let them anoint you with oil. Let them pray the prayer of faith, and that will heal the sick. Or, if you consult the Lord and he said, go to that physician, you got clear. But if you get up of your own and consult the physician first, before going to the Lord, you're kind of dark. But at any point in time, you can turn around and say, sorry, Lord, I never understand that, and do it right. Then it is wiped out. Wiped out. Just like how they wiped out David's sin out of the Chronicles. Excuse me, please. My green juice. Can't go anywhere without it. Oops. Remember, 12 o'clock is my green drink, 10 o'clock is my yellow drink, 2 o'clock is my yellow drink, 4 o'clock is another green drink, and then 6 o'clock, I have my green salad along with cooked portion. Whoops. And at 8 o'clock, I have my high-powered cereal with my coconut milk. Wonderful. And that's what keeps the energy going continuously. And the healing process. So, we need to understand that no matter what we do wrong, don't put condemnation on yourself. Because if you confess, repent, turn back, oops, it is totally wiped out. And guess what? Anytime you hear you start to feel condemned, or feel bad, or frustrated, you know who is on the job. It is the thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And so, anytime you are not experiencing life abundantly, which is abundant health, abundant wealth, always having more than enough, abundant peace, abundant love, and abundant joy, then you know if you're not having all of those, the thief on the job. But when you're experiencing those, you know who is on the job. I have come to give you life, and life abundantly. I love it. I love it. So, why am I telling you about King Asa? Because I want to point out to you all the problems that he had and all the things he did incorrectly and all the things he didn't do correctly. And yet still, God writes in his chronicles that, let's look as I write it out, it says, King Asa did not remove all the high places to the Lord, but all his life, his heart was fully committed to the Lord. Now, when you go on down in the same chapter, all of this in chapter 15 of Chronicles, 2nd Chronicles, it says, the Lord is with you when you are with him. You know, he'll never leave you nor forsake you. So, is you leave if you're not with him? So, the Lord will be with you. No, it never said that. It says, is with you when you are with him. If you seek him, he will be found. If you forsake him, he will forsake you. But how does that tie in with the fact that he says, I will never forsake you? You know, that comes to a discussion I had with my friend yesterday evening about exegeting the word. Now that sounds like some big words. What it really means is analyze it, break it down, go down to the nitty-gritty and get the real meaning. Exegete. So, I looked at this and I said, this is a long time ago, I said, what they say, if you forsake him, he will forsake you. Guess what? It is one of the grammatical rules of the Hebrew that exemplifies part of the character of God, which is that he has no time. I mean, today is like tomorrow, like is yesterday. He's always in the present. So when he puts down, it's like a mix-up. I don't want to say mix-up, but the issue is that the fact is that when you forsake him, you are forsaken. You have forsaken yourself from him. I'll never explain that right. It's not that he has forsaken you. He's still there. You are the one who has moved yourself. So when you look at a real translation of this, it says, when you have left him, you have left the covering that is always available, because he's always there covering. You know, if he's there covering you, and you get up and move from under the covering, it's not him move, it's you move. But the situation is that you have removed yourself from the covering, and so it is as if you are forsaken of him. And this is what happens, you know, where a lot of misinterpretation come out in the Bible. It's like the passage that talks about you must eat anything. You know, here said God said, Peter, when the sheep come down and all them animals was in it and say, kill, eat, call nothing unclean. Guess what? When you understand the language of the Jews, they have what we call idiomatic forms. Right? That means that when they want to explain something, they use a little picture. And guess what? If you don't understand the picture, you think it's what is in the picture is a real thing, when it's not what is in the picture. For instance, let's take that same thing about the sheet and kill and eat. Guess what? God was preparing Peter for when the non-Jews were to be admitted into the church. And he says, anytime you see Gentile and Samaritan and all the people who are non-Jews come around, not call them no dog, not call them no unclean. They call nobody unclean. It wasn't talking about animals. It was talking about people. You never hear that sort of thing yet? So what it was really referred to is not about food. It is about the fact that, Peter, I am preparing you to go to all those people who you used to call unclean, as in the Gentile dogs. And don't you dare call them unclean, because nothing that I have made, no human being that I have made, is to be referred to as unclean. Because when I made them, I said it was very good. Good, good, good. Another one has to do with the fact that Peter had an eye problem. break is coming up. I want to finish this one item, please. Thank you. The eye problem. That was his thorn in the flesh. Excuse me? Right there in the verse, it says the thorn in the flesh was a messenger from Satan sent to buffet him. What is a messenger? Just like how this angel is a messenger from God. Say Satan had him messengers and him sent the messenger to Peter to buffet him and to just needle him and just nenge. But guess what? We're going to a break, and when we come back, we will now learn how to put into the place what our responsibility is in the framework of the fact that you don't have to be perfect, to be totally accepted and totally surrendered. Going for a break. A little bit late, so I'll wait, catch up on the next set. See you now, bye.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com.
That was wonderful. I just drained my cream shake. Energized. All right. So now that we have laid the groundwork that you don't have to be anywhere near perfect, you don't have to compare yourself with anybody. And if you want somebody to compare yourself, just pick King David. Nobody rose to such a height as he did. And nobody did as many horrible things as he did. It was said that if it could be done, he did it. And there are a lot of things that he did that are not recorded in the Holy Writ. More about that another time. So don't let anybody condemnation. You are the greatest. And God made you for a purpose. So you better know who you are. Yesterday showed how you were made. The day before, today, we are doing what we need to put in to the whole mix to come out. Always at the finish line. First. In this race, everybody can come first. You know why? Your only competition is yourself. So you must come first. Simple. Right. So we're not competing with anybody because nobody has been given the same race to run as you, nor me. So forget the competition. Forget the comparison. And parents and caregivers, don't you ever compare your children or your charges. Don't do it. It is only the enemy that compares because he is guess what? He is the accuser. So you see, anytime you feel guilty about something, and you're ashamed, and you're always saying, God, forgive me, over the same things over and over. No, that is an oppression from the enemy. He is called the accuser, the condemner. So, how do we know the guilt and the shame? How do we know they feel bad? How do we know the depression? Because you can't have depression unless you're focusing in on yesterday. You see what you have to do? You have to focus in on yesterday in order to be depressed. The past and yourself. Look here, when you focus out on tomorrow, is another problem. Anxiety. But guess what? You can live in today with a great I am. Everything has been taken care of. So, what do you have to be depressed or anxious about? Nothing. Nunca. Nil. Nada. Whatever it is. Let's get together. Now we have to put into place certain things. And these are they. What should I do? This process does not start with doing. It starts with quiet rest and listening. You cannot go out and perform anything successfully before you listen carefully to the instructions. Everybody comes into our shops and says, "What I must take for this? I have diabetes. What juice I must drink? I have this. What I must..." Stop. Nothing you take or do is going to correct anything. You have first to listen and find out. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your rhythms. What is wrong? And remember, there is one thing that heals. He sent his word to heal us. And you know, we got the living word. That's my big brother. And he's there to give me exactly how I should walk. And remember I told you yesterday? I hitched up behind him. I was emailing our friend yesterday and I said, "Look here, we got to stick onto him like glue." Then if you stick out him like glue, you're not even following him. You stick on. Just when you turn. You don't even have to make any effort. But until you stick on like glue, you just follow back at him. So him turn left, you turn left. So him turn right, you turn right. And so he says X, you say X. And so he does boom, you do boom. You understand? That's how it goes. That is how we did everything successfully. And so that is how we can be successful. That's right. So the first thing you have to do is stop. And that is the purpose and reason for crisis and sickness. Stop. If you would have taken proper analysis and so on, you wouldn't get sick. Because everybody who gets sick has ignored myriads of warnings. That's how the Creator works. Everything that goes wrong only because you would not listen until it goes wrong. Because when I found out that principle, I was young. I said, Lord, I said, Father God, me don't want you to lick me down, you know. You know it's not him lick you down. It's the enemy lick you down. But he realized that the only way when you stop and look at him is if him allow the enemy to lick you down. So it working out. So, when I recognized that principle, I don't know how long because I was a teenager. I said, Father, I don't want to go to that place where I open myself for the enemy to lick me down. So guess what? I am going to cover all the bases. And from that time, so I hear the idea that I think over my spirit, my mind didn't tell me, but I had a gut feeling. I just run with it. So when everybody is out there enjoy themselves. I was working three jobs one time for 20 odd years, right? And I was trying to learn this and study that and do that. I enjoyed it, and I became a perpetual student, and I loved it. Everybody's out there saying, you don't hear this is happening, you don't hear that is happening. I said, guess what? We have no time to read that. I into this and into this and into that. So you need to understand that you make your own choices. You make your own choices. But you cannot point a finger and say, oh, why God allow this? You see all the problems of abuse happening in our country. Why do you think God allow it? Because we have been ignoring all the promises He has been giving us. And we are still ignoring them as a country. Because if we want to line up and get the blessings, you got to pay as you enter. You have got to make your contribution. Remember what we're talking about here today, We are talking about rule number 3. And I didn't go through the rules today, so let me go through the rules today. The rules of accomplishing anything has to do with 1. You must know your destination. Know where you're going. 2. You must know your driver. Know what principles are leading you. 3. You must pay as you enter. That means you must make your contribution in the beginning, not at the end, if you want to reap the rewards. And number 4, you gotta enjoy the ride. So while you're going towards your goals, you can celebrate life every moment of every day. And that's what we do on this program. Celebrate life on reggae to reggae.com. So tune in every day from 12 to 1 to find out a little more of how you can successfully proceed along the journey of life. So remember how you start this thing. Prepare as you enter to find out who you are and what is your contribution. Keep by your mouth. Cool it. Take a break. Just chill and listen. And we told you, long before day, every day, you just get into that place where you're going to get your directions and get your empowerment and your resources and just start off and sort of glide through the day peacefully and at rest. Ah, ah, ah. It can happen. I do it most of the times. I'm doing it today. Okay, so it says, first of all, what should I do? Return on to me. Rest in me. Then rejuvenate in me. Then recover in me. And I will do the other part in the next section. So let's look at return unto me, rest in me, rejuvenate in me, and recover in me. And I told you about the first one already. You got to start call out. Separate yourself early before day. Whenever your day starts, you have got to return. Then you rest. You just relax. I don't care what is urgent and is calling me, right? I can't do this while everybody's awake. I am very sorry because I am easily distracted. I hear this happen, say, oh my goodness, I got to go in the kitchen, or I got to go and do this, let me open the windows, get some fresh air, maybe I should water the garden. Before they up, and you just get into that place where you can just rest. So it's return, rest, rejuvenate, which is going to be what we start back on after the break. See you in a while.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, here we are back again. We were looking at rejuvenating. We are back on our series of Who Am I? And we are in the third segment, and it is Celebrate Life. .me on reggae2reggae.com. And we were just talking about how to get rejuvenated as we make our contribution. And you notice that so far, all of this is you're taking, you're getting, that's your contribution. You don't have to be working. Most people say, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this. I am answering the question, what should I do? And this is the answer. You start by just chilling and listening, returning to the Creator, resting in your Creator, being rejuvenated. How are you rejuvenated? And recovering everything. First of all, you are rejuvenated by washing. You know, when it is them dirty and them crush up and them soil up and them greasy and everything, you just go outside and get some good soap and you just wash, especially something white, and you use blue soap on it and you just wash. Now when you finish, not only is it nice and bright, it is resuscitated just by washing. Well, CJ, the washing of the water of the word. Let's remember the 3 W's. Wash, water of the word. And once you have those 3 things in place, and you make sure you just wash, wash, wash. What is it washing? It is washing over your soul. Because your soul is the place where all the activities take place. I usually use a computer as an analogy. The electricity that comes in from the source is the spirit. The hardware, whether you have a big monitor, a laptop, or a keyboard inbuilt, or an iPad, or a phone, I don't care what it is. But that hardware cannot operate unless electricity is coming into it. Unless, sometimes it is what you call something there, the long thing that radio waves and this kind of waves that can come over in the airwaves into it, then we call it wireless. But you have to be connected either to a plug or to some kind of, you must have a battery in there or something. So remember, don't mix it up. There are 3 things, the body, soul, and spirit. The body is the hardware. It has no life without the spirit, which is the life force. And then you could have all the spirit in there, life force, as in plug in the computer, and you have all the hardware. If it doesn't have any operating systems and it has not been programmed, it is just a big thing with light or life, but can't do nothing. So, when you have no operating systems and programs and everything put on it, that is the soulish realm. And that realm is parallel to or indicative of our relationships that we have with everybody and our emotions, which we have with ourselves. Now, some people think they have emotions with other people. Every emotion you have with anybody else is only mirroring the emotion you have with yourself. So think about it. You can't love nobody unless you love yourself. Anytime you're angry with somebody else, it's because you're angry with yourself. Anytime you see you start to fear someone, you have not patched into the fact that in the spirit realm, you have not embraced and accepted the spirit of love, power. Let me put it first. Power, love, and self-control are a soul man. That is why you have fear. So we need to know that everything emanates from us and our relationship with our spirit. That's what controls the emotions. The relationships are all a reflection of what is happening in the emotional realm. And so there are a lot of people who try hard. They try hard, but they're going against their own grain. Because however you try hard to love your enemies, it is impossible unless you love yourself. And then there's a precursor to that, because you cannot love yourself if you know yourself. There is just no way we could have loved me if it wasn't because God loves me unconditionally. Because I know myself, and guess what? You know yourself. I'm the only person who knows myself. You are the only person who knows you and God. But if you do not learn to accept that unconditional love from your Creator, then you cannot love yourself, because you're going to mess up every time and you're going to say, oh, I did it again, and then you're going to be pressured. That's not the route I plan to take anymore. No way. Been there, done that, not going back. Because there is no value in going back there. So I hope you'll come along on this journey with me, where we've all been there, we've all done that, and we are not going back. So it's forward ever, backward never. You remember them times? Boy, I don't know. Was that the 60s or the 70s? Whatever. But we need to let everything in the past inform us for change, for process, and for progress, for purpose, and for eternity. That's why you need to know who you are. And so as you wash with the water of His Word, He sent His Word to heal us from everything. Financial issues, every kind of issue. You need to be healed from, and the only thing that can heal us is the Word. So this is why you have to get it and just immerse yourself in it. You can use it and wash yourself, right? You can use it and wash yourself. Or you can go and dip in it, dip up to the ankles, and then you wash your feet so that they are ready for the preparation of the gospel of peace, carrying peace to all mankind. And then you come up and you come up and you come up to the loins, So you're ready now to reproduce. And when you get up to there, it means that you have to birth something. No monster, no miscarriage. You just birth only what is good for you and everybody else. And one of the things that Peter understands when you're birthing something, it can't be just good for you. We only work with win-win situations. If it's bad for you and good for me, something wrong. Because guess what? When my Creator he says, you don't have no side effects. His medicine have no side effects. That's how you know if the medicine is from him or not. If it has side effects, you know where it comes from. The teeth. So think about it. When you start to look upon your medication, go to your PDR. That's the physician's best reference. I don't know about it. Anybody come to me and tell me, I am taking prednisone. I just turn to the page and flip it around and say, read that. You see this little paragraph where I tell you what it helps? You see the fact that you have a whole page over here to tell you what the side effects are? Make your own decision, please. Because if you are going to take something to stop a sniffle and the side effects is death, how can that make any sense? Well, the washing of the water of the world up to the lines, and it come up, up and up, and oh my goodness, when you reach up to the neck, and then you don't start swim, and it's underwater swimming, covered head and everything, man, covered. I love it, because when you're in that place, it's like you're dwelling in a secret place. It's like you take the time travel and you're transported. You're no longer here. You're no longer impacted by the things around here because you're seated in heavenly places with your big brother. Oh my goodness! Ah, boy. Let me get back to this now. Since I'm here on earth. Come. Do you celebrate like that? Me. And we just finished talking about rejuvenate and washing of the water of the world. That's your instruction manual. Remember the index in the back. Then, once you do that, you recover. No. The ability of this rejuvenation to take you back in time. You're the only one going back in time, because the Creator does not have to go back in time. Everything is present for him. The past, the present, the future. Everything is present. So you're the only one going back in time. And remember what I said about going back in time. The only time you have to go back in time and think is when you think about the good old days and the wonderful memories that you're going to enjoy again. But that is the only thing you go back into the good old days for. But I bring up the things you did wrong. They're gone. The Creator don't even remember them. So what are you bringing them up for? Going back into the good old days is all the wonderful memories. And once you do that, you will also find out from looking in the operation manual that it says the day ahead. Tomorrow is going to be better than today. Just like how today is going to be better than yesterday. So what do you have to be anxious about? Because it's all good. It's all good. In fact, it's very good. So, we're taking another break, and this is going to be a final break. When we come back, I'm going to be reading to you my commitment to becoming who I am. See you in a while.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril.
Now, I'm going to tell you about my commitment. Because I ever told you that anytime I get a thought, and this has been going on for years, that is going to help me and encourage me, I find a big piece of paper like this, and I write it down. So if you ever come to my house, I put it above all my favorite places. Above the fridge, above the mirror, all over the house. So that anywhere you turn, on the door, up on top of the pictures, below the pictures, above the windows, below the windows, I have my house practically wallpapered with these. And because I'm into decor, you notice that I have different colors so that I'm getting to sort of coordinate with my decor. But listen to me, it is absolutely essential for me because everywhere I turn, I eyeball it. Everywhere I go, I hear the word coming out of one of my eyes. Recorders, players, MP3s, or the word in music, spoken, or the word, actual, Old Testament and New Testament. Listen to me, I am so inundated with it that this is why I can be so at rest and excited at the same time. So, this is my commitment. I want you to read it down in 5 minutes because I want to go through this list. Remember what we just spoke about in the last segment? 1. What should I do? Return unto me. Just chill, quiet, listen. Rest in me, rejuvenate with me by the washing of the water of the word. And then you will recover. You know, when you come out of you ever do a soak along soak, or you ever go to Bath Fountain in St. Thomas, or you go to Milk River, or you go to Mineral Bath in Rockford. And 1 year, my husband and I, my late husband and I, we decided we were going to visit all the springs of Jamaica. And we went up to the Geological Society, the place upon Hope Road there, where I'm talking about. And we got a book written that says The Springs of Jamaica. And then we got in our car every other weekend with our machete. Because guess what? After we done, go to Bath and Milk River and Black River and Crystal Springs and Solomon Bubbling Waters and Hot Springs in St. Anne, Maryland. So the rest of them, only the local residents knew where they were. So I would take machete, and both of us take machete and we chop through the bush, and we look on a map, and we reach, you know how much? It's about 30 something springs we have that are chronicled in that book, available about JBI, right? And we went all over these hot springs, cold springs, but all with special minerals. And when you just, sometimes you just have to go in there for 5 minutes, you know, when you come out, talk about rejuvenation, recovery, anything wrong, not wrong anymore. And that's what happens when you wash in the water of the word. So recovery is not just rejuvenation, but recovery, going back and making right what was wrong. For a long time it's called the reproaches of Egypt that have been totally removed. So don't want to live back there. That is part of the bad old days that are forgotten. So it's not here in the Chronicles at all. Not in these Chronicles. Right? So the righteous seeds must be allowed to sprout and grow and bear fruit. So remember, you know, that spirit that has been put into us is like an embryo. Remember I told you? It's like a little seed or a little egg, and it has to grow and become a seedling, and become a bigger tree, and then blossom, and then bear fruit that everybody can enjoy it. But that's not going to happen if you don't water it, if you don't plow it up, if you don't dig out the weeds, if you don't fertilize it. All of that comes from in here. It's not just a liquid meal you get out of here now. Liquid, solid, every kind. Shake, juice. You understand? Alright. So, we must bear fruit. And my responsibility is to say, come on, rain down. Just open up yourself and receive all that goodness and mercy that is running you down. And can you imagine, you know, who running you down? Who's searching all over the place for you? He says, I'm looking all over the world for those who are going to pull up out of that innermost being. The spirit was really you. Your real spirit that was put into you. And with this spirit comes what? Truth. Truth. So once you are able to operate in the spirit and in the truth, again coming out of here, once it is that you speak nothing but what you hear, nothing but what you see your father do, then you're gone clear. You must win. You win in the end, you know. But a lot of people, I look forward to the end to win. You can't win every day. And that is why I say you must celebrate every moment of your life, every moment of every day. And that covers everything 24/7, even when you're sleeping. You ever see people sleep with a smile on their face? I tell you, I used to watch my husband sometimes and I'd wake up and say, wow, you had some good dreams, honey. Was I in it? Because I see going, And I know that he's having a wonderful time. Because you're feeling like this, and I'm telling you, it covers every area of your life. More about that when we talk about itch, scratch, and celebrate. So, this is what I am going to share with you now as we end the program. I see a cloud. I hear the abundance of rain. But I have to make my commitments. And here is one that I wrote probably 2.5 years ago. And it has a prime place right beside my bed. Read it before I go to bed. Read it when I wake up. I commit myself to God. I commit myself to his word. I commit, let me start again. I commit myself to God. I commit myself to his word. I commit myself to his purpose for my life. I refuse to quit. I refuse to bow to any pressure, to any unbelief. I refuse to compromise through doubt. I am fearless. I am steadfast in my Father's love for me. There is no fear big enough, high enough, broad enough, deep enough, or bad enough to stop what God has called me to do. His plan for my life is not unto death, it is unto life. And I refuse to let go of it. God never fails. His word never fails. His love never fails. Therefore, I will never fail. I will never quit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's one thing I didn't mention, and that was when I spoke about God looking for those who will operate in spirit and in truth. I forgot to tell you, there are two other activities that he does. The other thing is that when he finds those people, you know what he does? He does a Poopa link over there. Zephaniah 3:17. It says that when he sees his people obeying him and operating in truth and in spirit, he's so excited that he joys over them. But there are two joys in the Hebrew mentioned in that. And what do they mean? That he does a spin, a jump, and a flip. That's right. It is spelled K-H-U-U-L. Go look it up in your lexion, right? And I'm here to tell you that he does a flip over us. Just because we're operating in spirit and in truth, we don't have to be perfect. Remember how we started this program about Asa? I told you that Asa had something wrong with his feet. And he died because he refused to go to the Lord but went to the physician. He went to the doctor instead of going to the Lord. Now, I have nothing wrong. I have no problem with going to the doctor. I am a doctor. But you must go to the Lord first in everything. Then, if he says go to the doctor, you go to the doctor. And he will tell you which doctor to go to. Right? He won't say it to no quack. Or he won't say it to anybody who does not believe. And I don't mean say him go to church. He will send you to a doctor who knows that he can heal as well as his medicine. Or should I say, in spite of his medicine. All right, moving right along. I am here to tell you that when you seek him first, he is always here. So remember, he's looking for somebody who is operating in spirit and in truth. And then he's looking for someone who he can do a flip over. But lastly, he's not just enjoying himself, not to help you out. He says, when he finds that person, he's searching for people who in a little corner and back against the wall, so he can show himself strong on your behalf. So make sure you're in the place, man, where he can find you. Right? Stop hiding. Stop going wrong there. Just operate the way you. My mind did tell me. My God did tell me. What is in here? You're going clear. And you're always having miraculous behind you. He has your back. I see a cloud. I look out and I hear the abundance of rain. I hear the thunder. I see the lightning. And I know what is happening for me, for you, and for Jamaica. So get in with the program. Don't sit up there and get left. See you tomorrow from 12 to 1 when we're going to celebrate who we are. And I will show you how to celebrate. Some of you who never celebrate for the last how long, you've got to be on tomorrow between 12 and 1 to know how to celebrate who you are and who you have been created to be. See you tomorrow then. And remember, if you miss the live program, you can just go on to reggae.com, click on the welcome page. If you open up Walla, and when it opens up, you just click on video stream and you'll see all my programs. Celebrate life, celebrate life, celebrate life, celebrate life. For the last month. And you can watch what God said last week and the week before and the week before. Enough. See you later. Tomorrow, 12 noon on the dot. Bye. From Celebrate Live, from reggae to reggae.com.
I know things have got to change. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Somehow I know things have got to change. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Saw a bird flew down this morning as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow. It's a raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. Don't let the devil fool you. Oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I Saw a bird flew down this morning as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow. It's a raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. Don't let the devil fool you. Oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, wee, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, yeah, oh, oh. Oh my, ooh, these words have been spoken by my master. They will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to change. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Somehow I know it's got to be Saw a bird flew down this morning as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know new wind that's gonna blow. It's a raining of the heathen, coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering